ما تشوفش المسلسل هو موجود تحت الشاشة.
Hello, are we waiting for someone?
Okay, we start now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a pitch competition session today. We are going to have 7 projects, and first of all, we start with the introduction of our jury. So welcome on the stage. Who is our jury today? I see Lydia here. Hello.
Hello for everyone. Nice to see you again. Nice to meet my friends, Maria. Nice to meet you here. I was thinking who will be here, you or maybe Pavel, but I can see you.
Yes, hello.
Every pitch session, I see some friends. That's very nice.
That's great.
So my name is Lydia. I'm an event expert. I'm on the board of business network of Business Angels, SOBA in St. Petersburg in Russia. Also, I'm mentor of startup projects in business incubators. Working with different projects, a lot of partnerships. So would like to see some great projects and hope we will work together and wish you luck today.
Thank you very much. The next one is Aniko.
Yes. Hi, my name is Aniko Sigatvari. I am a founding partner of Atlantica Ventures, which is an African early stage venture capital fund investing in seed to Series B rounds in tech and tech-enabled companies. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much. Brown, are you here with us? Okay, I think some of the participants probably to be with us. I mean, some of the jury, but we are going to share this presentation with other members, so no worries. So as I promised, we're going to have 7 projects, and the first one is Emoti.
Hi, I'll share my screen.
Yes, you're welcome.
Can you see? Great. Hi, I'm Carolina. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Emoti, and let me tell you how we're using neuroscience to make professional esports teams be 44% better. Esports players are burning out in their 20s. The stakes are high and millions of people are watching. Studies show esports players face the same level of psychological pressure as pro athletes. These studies recommend they are given psychological training to learn better practical coping techniques. These will help them more effectively prepare for the pressures of competing at elite levels and outperforming their competitors. Performance mistakes at this level can cost millions of dollars in a billion-dollar industry. Actually, by 2022, the global esports market is set to reach $3 billion. Emoti helps players have less misplays and create a mindset to deal with the pressures of competing at these levels. We developed a headband that tracks body, mind, and heart. We record every single facet of the game and turn it into actionable data and accurate metrics. Here you can see our lead developer placing the headband. It has a very easy closing system called the wave lock system. He then goes on and plays the game. Here he's playing League of Legends. Once that's finished, he checks the report. This is a report of a professional player of League of Legends. The vertical lines are key events of the game, such as kills, deaths, and assists. These all correlate to his focus levels, stress levels, heart rate, the webcam, the game itself, and his interaction with the computer. He then goes on and checks the progress, see how he's progressing throughout the week or month, and does suggested trainings. These can be breathing exercises, focus exercises, and contraction and relaxation of the muscles. We help them increase focus, make less misplays, and get ready for the game. We help them and get a mindset to the game. We help them get ready for the game and decompress when needed. In terms of competitors, there are a few in the market, but none of them record biometrics such as the heart rate and brainwaves, and they do not provide the trainings or the results benchmark. We've already published a white paper that proves that it works. Gamers react 7 milliseconds quicker, they aim 30 milliseconds faster, and they perceive the game to be 44% easier. We've done 2 pilots in the past and are doing 4 currently with top professional esports teams in the world and also top motorsports teams. We are a team of biomedical engineers with knowledge in effective computing, brain-computer interfaces, and neurosciences who are passionate about gaming. Myself, I built my passion for growing startups to building a community of 500 gamers. Hugo's research in neuroscience is a key factor for the accuracy of the data and our patent-pending headband. Carlos went from developing mind control games to do a PhD on how they affect human behavior. And we have an amazing development team from one of the top universities in Europe, led by Daniel. Because it's not just about performance in gaming. Day traders, Formula 1 drivers, basketball players, imagine what they can achieve from all of these data and insights into human performance. I'm Carolina, and this is how we're using neuroscience to make professional esports teams be 44% better.
Thank you very much, Carolina. I really like your positive mood. Is our jury has comments or some questions? You're welcome. Don't be humble.
So just go ahead.
Oh, Annika, you were the first. Go on.
I was just trying to get Carolina clarification. So your tech is measuring what's going on with the player, and then is it also providing kind of suggestions or how to improve?
So we don't provide suggestions in terms of the actual strategy inside of the game, only how you deal with it.
Yes,
So,
okay, that's what I meant, yeah.
Exactly. So we understand what's the best performance for each person, and then we give them exercises and trainings to help them improve.
Thank you.
Okay, and my question is, what is ready now and what are you looking for?
What is what? Sorry?
Oh, sorry. Is it better?
Yes.
Yes, I would like what do you have right now? What is already ready, and what are you looking for?
So we currently have finished the development of the headband. So the headband is ready, and we are already working with potential customers. We are looking for more esports teams and also more motorsports teams in the market so that we can work with, especially performance centers. And finally, we're also looking to raise a round towards the end of the year.
Thank you.
Okay.
And how much money are you raising, and what are you trying to achieve with that funding towards the end of the year? Where should that take you?
We're looking for 1.2 million US dollars, and we are wanting to expand this technology to to esports teams, but also motorsports. So either motorsport performance centers or motorsport drivers. And it will also help us refine the software. We need to hire more people to refine the software. And not only that, we also need to start the manufacturing process for our headband. So this will be for 18 months.
And in terms of revenue?
We are looking to achieve around 300 ARR.
300,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I believe this is the last question. Thank you, Carolina. And I welcome on the stage Patrick with Project AML.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Right, let me introduce myself. I'm Patrick. I'm founder of ARM World. It's a large eco project started in Poland. And first, I'd like to thank you to Lisa. Welcome again. And let's get started. Let's go quickly through our project because it's so large and vast. It's completely no time for that, for everything. I'd like to present some basics of the project. So as I said, our company is called ARM World. It stands for Ecological Lifestyle Movement. I'm Patrick, I'm from Poland. It's Eastern Europe. And basically, we accommodate a large area of land at the north coast of Poland, at the seaside. Large, I mean, it's about 700 acres. And we already have this land. And what we've done, we are accommodating that way. We're building eco farms, ecological farms, so that we will be producing healthy foods. And another part of the project is about 10% of land is for building eco village and holiday resorts, hotels, houses, etc. So what it has to do with blockchain technology? By design specifically called ERM token, new blockchain. And this token is already present on the blockchain. And we're using this token to get funds from investors. It's large-scale investment. So here you can see some pictures of the area where it's from. This is in Poland. This is a beautiful area. It's very healthy climate. Whom is this project designed for? Yes. So as you can see, it's for holiday makers, it's for customers, it's for organizing meetings, it's for also for attract investors from around the world. That's why we're using token ERM. There's no borders. Everyone can purchase it anywhere in the world. It's already present in the blockchain. It's accessible from cryptocurrency wallets. It can be accessible from us directly as well. So it's a lot of things to do, things to do yet, yes. So as you can see here, plan, build specifically eco holiday resorts. We have some competition area, of course, but they don't start any competition for us, actually. They are not on the large scale, not not using ecological materials, etc. So basically, we are the first company to set up such a big project in the middle of Europe, and so far, it's no real competition. So as you can see here is top information about the land itself. It's like 80 acres is ready for investment. It's another 200 hectares ready for investment. We have ELN token, is present on all 3 wallets already. Anyone can inside these wallets and see your mobile phones, whatever it is, Android or iOS. So there are some wallets available on desktops. As I mentioned before, this is a new blockchain. One new blockchain. New blockchain, in our opinion, offers better opportunities than Ethereum. Ethereum has bad fame about scams in the past 2 years. A lot of projects failed, and now is more capricious about the project. They let in. They're also costly. And so comparing to Ethereum, about a couple of thousands of projects and different coins created, now we have about 200, no more. Then we are glad to be accepted and our tokens are already present. Also, what's current stage of the project? We are not only adding this to the different wallets, also negotiation with exchanges like CoinsDex, CoinsBit, BP, BitForex, Challenge. So ELN will be present very soon in these exchanges. What we're looking for is, we have first investors already. 1 million ERNs has been sold already, but we still cannot start the project in full speed before we raise about $40 million. At the moment, ERN is worth about 1/10 on NEO, so that means 1 NEO is equal about 10 ERN. And we also organize PR campaign very soon. And at the moment, iDrop is taking place. So anyone who visit our website, you can see our Facebook groups, YouTube channels, and so on. And whoever registered their own address and Neo blockchain, whatever wallet you use, whether it is O3 wallet or Neon wallet, whatever, you just let us know and you get your 10 first free earnings as an iDrop, as an appreciation that we've done through these processes, and also that we are supporting our idea. So as I mentioned here, 90% of the land is farming, 10% buildings. This is first part. Start in Poland is worth about $40 million. In the next 5 years, we're expanding this area overseas.
Sorry, Patrick, I have to stop you because we have only 5 minutes per project. Yeah, in the part where you're talking about.
This is our team and some partners. This presentation is available to everybody. Please visit our website, www.eln.world. You get more information and get in touch with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. So, could you please explain more on what is valuation at the moment, and you are looking for $40 million US.
First stage of the project is worth $40 million. Yes, that's correct.
This is the first stage, but
it's to accommodate to building eco village to accommodate up to 1,000 people at the same time. on this vast area of land. This area of land is as big as a small city.
Okay.
So Patrick, if I oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
So let me just to make sure I understood it correctly. So it's to start, it's a 300-acre piece of land that
it's about 780 acres of land. Yes.
Okay, and the first phase is 300.
It's confusing because in Poland we're using hectares and acres overseas. So that is about 780 acres of land in the first project.
And you would develop it mostly for agricultural use and then some to build eco-friendly housing and commercial buildings?
Yes, that's correct. There will be dome houses. Everything is built from ecological materials, from cannabis, concrete, from wood, from stone, glass. Nothing harmful to the environment. Also, we are developing food farms, so that our own foods, and also building distribution networks. First in Poland, but later on we will spread this idea overseas. Yes. At the moment, we have talks with India and with South America about this. Yes. We're talking about farmers. Also, ELM is ready currency and will be used in a banking system in India.
And sorry, just to understand the revenue model, you're planning to get revenues from the sale of agricultural land and buildings, or is it a lease, or?
Yeah, that will be like lease. Yes, holiday resort for visitors, and we cannot take exact figures, but our calculation shows that about 2-3 years all investment will be paid off, and also shareholders will become co-owners of the estate. And will be proof of shares.
Okay, and this is at a concept stage already, so the land not yet purchased. It will be purchased once the money is raised.
We already have this land. We have first investors. We are now companies being registered in Switzerland. So my company account will be also in Switzerland. Executing company will be in Poland. So this is all progressing quite quickly. Yes. So I don't want to have first investors. I cannot disclose their names, not here. And as I said, now we are organizing pre-sale stage of the token. So now it's an airdrop. The token will be offered as a pre-sale. As you can see in the presentation, it's about you can offer 10% discount on the first ELM for the first buyers, and later on token will be present on an exchange to sell overseas.
Okay, thank you.
So I hope the idea is quite clear. It's very difficult project. It's very, very complicated. A lot of people working on that. It's very difficult for me to describe everything here in such a short of time. Yes. But I understand that this idea is clear. Yes.
Thank you. The next participant is Antonio with project Wuniverse. You are welcome.
Yep. Good afternoon. Yeah, this is this Wuniverse? This is my name is Antonio, founder and CEO of the company. The company is a fintech, travel tech, tax tech company. Is the next generation of tax-free operators. If you analyze the travel industry, the majority of the verticals have been digitized, but the tax-free shopping, which is still stuck in the 20s, you know, in the 90s last century. So now the market is, you know, with the incumbents, the market was inefficient, expensive, and underserving the travel shoppers. We have a solution, operative solution. We have compressed in 3 steps a terrible and tedious process with questionnaires, paper-based, people lining up, people facing tons of red tape and bureaucracy. So using computer vision and machine learning, we have developed a software offering in the front end to the travelers. They just need to scan the tickets they receive from the store, scan the passport. We're using also biometrics and we are connected also to the international police to control, you know, the potential fraud and money laundering. And then the third step, if everything goes well and it's happening in a couple of minutes, they're going to receive a QR and they can get the refund, you know, the VAT, if it's the case of people dropping by the European Union. You know, our software is also cool in terms of personalization. In every city we're operating, we're also offering loyalty programs to big retailers, and we also have a chatbot trained with around algorithms to give support 24 hours. So this is a wow for the company. So we have an alliance with Visa, and we have our own method of payment. So, and we are integrated with UnionPay, WeChat, Alipay, and PayPal, and some other providers. This is really cool to offer the transfer of money real time. So this is the first time for a tax-free operator, because as mentioned before, they're still using cash. They transfer the money through the bank account, but the process lasts 2 or 3 months, so it's terrible. So so this is the process with the incumbents, with the big companies, around 90 minutes, and the customer is facing uncertainty, endless queues at the airport, within the stores and the retailers, and lengthy paper forms. With Wuniverse, it's 15 minutes. We're also offering to our retailers. We have in Spain 1,000 retailers, and we're starting working with the big ones, with Mango and some others. This is good because using machine learning, as mentioned, we are able to help the retailers to manage the inventory stock, to offer marketing referral campaigns, and all types of discounts for the shoppers. And also, we're able to offer in-app promotions, are working really well. So and this is the market. The market is huge, and especially because of the Brexit next year, 1st of January. And also there are so many corridors in Germany with Switzerland, and also with the north of Europe countries, in Andorra and Canary Island, with Spain, and some other good segments for us. So there are a huge underserved market, because especially the Anglo people from US or from Australia or UK, they don't really like the current system with papers and the lengthy papers. So we expect that we're going to be able to conquer the European market in 3 or 4 years. We actually raised 2 million euros. So we need to make the expansion. Actually, the company is in Madrid, but we have also the company incorporated and integrated with the treasuries and the governments in France, UK, Italy, Portugal. And now we are also, we want to open up in Hong Kong, to really be able not to really enter into this market, because it's quite complicated, but to really manage alliances for the inbound, outbound, marketing campaigns, because right now we have 29% of our users. We have thousands of users. Now it's a little bit stuck, but it's recovering the market. So, but the majority of them are coming from China, Philippines, Korea, South Korea, Japan, and some other nationalities from Southeast Asia, and also Latin America and North America. So these are the competitors. They have electronic transactions, but they are not only mobile. We have compressed everything. We are only mobile. We also launched the first tax-free operator only mobile for the e-commerce, and we are ready also as a software as a service for banking or other players that now are talking to us because they're really interested in this service. And this is the team. If there is a team in Europe able to tear down the monopoly of the Global Blue, is the Wuniverse team with Abel Navajas, my partner. So he was working 10 years for Global Blue, and he has been working for the tax-free industry for a decade. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I was previously of my taxi working for BlackBerry, then part of the founding team of my taxi, sold the company to Mercedes-Benz, to Daimler. Now you can use the service as with the name of Free Now. And also we have a very strong international team with people from France, because we want to launch next year in January in France. And also the chief operations officer is a top level executive, has been working for Global Blue as a CFO, and also for within the startup ecosystem with Rayon. And Ismael Esteban, it's also a very recognized and awarded CTO, because he was leading 20, was sold to Telefonica company, which is a huge conglomerate in around the world, and Fever. So, and well, we have also alliances with many top level governments, and also we have been awarded with top level awards in the last year. So, thank you.
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Yes, I do have actually a couple of them. Thank you, Antonio. So just to make sure I understand it clearly, these are, you're working with actual physical stores in the cities. This isn't just airport stuff, right? Tax-free thing.
We're just digitizing the customer journey, because at this moment everything was non-digital and with tons of bureaucracy for the people, as mentioned in the very beginning of the presentation. And it's the first time everything is, the client, the travel shopper is at the center of any stage of the value chain with this software. So, and that's the idea, because I mean, the majority of verticals have been digitized, but this one, and I don't think it's the only one that is going to be working, especially next year, and especially after the pandemic. Working with papers and slow, and and not using digital solutions, and especially mobile.
And you mentioned that you're now connected to 1,000 stores. How do you take this how do you ensure this is ubiquitous in Spain and France, in all those countries, to make sure that people actually use your services versus somebody else's?
Yeah, well, so now we have been working with retailers, and they are giving us and giving a very good feedback. So they are also saving time, because with the incumbents, with the non-digital solutions, they need to put someone facing manually all the process with the customers, and it's a waste of time, and also they are not really engaging customers, and they are losing money. So our system is also boosting sales in retailers, and they are also saving time, and they are, and also it's good for the countries, because it attract, top level travel shoppers, and it increases the GDP. So and then, okay, let's compete. So of course it's not easy, because especially the Global Blue, it's kind of a monopoly, having working for this industry since the 80s last century. and they have a strong alliances, etc. But I think they are really stuck technologically speaking, and I think we with our team we are able to, using technology and using on and off marketing campaigns, we're going to be able to tear down the barriers.
Mm-hmm. So how do you go from 1,000 retailers to whatever 100,000? Like what's the channel strategy?
Well, actually, so with our system, we are opening up a new vertical, which is the long tail, because the incumbents are only focused on the luxurious stores because for them it's profitable, but and also because of they are not mobile, and they cannot really attract customers that wants to get the refund for a pair of jeans, for example. So now we have in marketing some a very top level people, growth marketing hackers, and also using machine learning, as mentioned, we are going to be able to attract, especially the long tail, but also the big ones. We are about to start with a big one, a retailer, which whenever we start with them, so we can start generating 1 million euros or 2 million euros GMV. So that's the idea, to capture the big ones, because they are digitalizing everything, and they are telling me that we are not going to be working anymore with people making transactions electronically speaking. So I think in the end, this is the path. And also I think for the monopoly, for the Global Blue, at some point probably they're going to offer us to try to buy the company, because they are not really able to change its structure completely, to turn into digital. So
I'm conscious of the time, but maybe I'll just ask. I actually have a bunch of questions, but let me ask just one. You mentioned that it's an instant refund. So who is handling that refund part, the money that instantly is refunded? I assume is it money that you're holding that you're refunding that eventually gets refunded to you?
Yeah, we have a wallet. And as mentioned, we are integrated, 100% integrated with the treasuries of Spain, France, and other governments. And if they validate digitally everything, we can wait to the money coming from the retailers, because it is mandatory. The law established that, or we can give the money in advance from our cash flow management. So that's the idea.
So you have some. So the funding you're lining up to do this is you're raising money for that, and then I assume it puts some working capital pressure for you, right?
But also we have a deal with some banks that if the shopper ends up the process, and we have some legal documents for them, then the bank can give us money, for a low level interest. So right.
Okay.
That's the deal. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I welcome the next project, which is Ecampus.
Okay, thank you. My name is Cecil Nutako, and I'm the founder and CEO at Ecampus. Let me share my screen, then we can go through this. Okay, can you see my screen, please?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so Ecampus is a software as a service education technology solution that helps organizations, especially academia and corporates, by making learning accessible, adaptive, personalized, and informal. We do this by connecting learners and facilitators directly, and then we focus on gathering learning behavior data That data is then processed through artificial intelligence, and we are able to tell the performance in terms of strengths and weaknesses of our users. So that kind of intelligence can then be used to do a number of things. Now, where do I go next? Okay. Now, I think 18 years ago, I personally failed my West Africa standardized high school exams 3 times, and that became a problem. More importantly, I think the year I failed, failure rates across West Africa were around 34%. But in the past 2 years, failure rates are approaching 82%. So clearly something might not be right. And if you fail those exams, you're not able to go to the university, and it causes all problems. So what we realized was that, interestingly, students, teachers, parents, government, school owners were all part of the problem and also a part of the solution. So what we seek to do as a solution is to connect these two, use behavior data on tracking how many minutes they spend reading on a topic, watching videos, practicing, having discussions. And then we kind of put that data together and make sense out of every individual student or teacher to then determine their strengths and weaknesses based on topics and subtopics. Now, with that information, you can predict whether they are ready for exams, or you can also identify which teachers need some training to improve on some topics. You could also give micro credentials, see them more like a credit score. So you have some form of employability score that you can use for internships and even get a job. And then in the long term, we're looking at how do we use these points so that they can trade them, and then for things like mobility, maybe an Uber ride or a plate of KFC or a movie ticket or some form of entertainment, so that it creates an engaging environment where people can easily give knowledge and absorb knowledge. The founding team has been working together since 2014, and we have a combined of 25 years experience. We've worked on several projects, and we have a board, and a functioning board with an advisory board that are on our toes to deliver. They have vast amount of experience. Now, to get us to cash flow positive, we've created 4 revenue streams that can complement each other, because sometimes when schools are on vacation, you lose high school revenue streams, but then you gain corporate training revenue and stuff like that. And that's keeping us cash flow positive so far. We're operating in a market that's constantly growing. And then with the advent of COVID, we've seen demand go, skyrocket over the roof, and we are not even able to meet some of the demand. So with our unique selling proposition of using behavior data to give intelligence to the various stakeholders, we are convinced that we could capture at least 10% of the market. To do that, we will have to be able to generate 1.5 million subscriptions on the platform. And each subscription will, at a premium, will cost about $3 a month. Currently, we're doing subscriptions at $1 just because of the pandemic to, make it much more attractive. And if you look at it, the approach has been to focus with exam cancels. So nurses training, midwifery, teacher training, high schools, ACCA, any standardized test, law school, just so you can test prep them. They know their strength and weakness before they go write the exams. We're working with the universities to create this employability score. So by the time you get to your second year, you can show an employability score that gives you internships or a full-time job. And then with the businesses, we're working with regulators. Regulators in very regulated industries like pharmaceutical, very highly compliance, insurance, banking, hospitality, where they are required to provide compliance reports on a quarterly basis. So they use our technology to assess their employees and come up with those compliance reports. We've been doing this since 2016, and it's one of our best revenue generating tools. We have close to 30 subjects for the test preps across different industries or different jurisdictions or disciplines. And we have close to 10 companies who are using our platform currently for their corporate training activities. Now, if you look at the West African market, because especially the Anglophone West African market, there are about 35 million students enrolled who are being prepared to write the exams that I failed. And they're going to be writing an average of 5 subjects. And if you do that by per our model, that's about 175 million subscriptions. If you multiply that by the 3 million average, we're talking about a 2.6 billion market opportunity. And we're working with partners to get the market quickly, so that some of these partners are actually paying to onboard less privileged people. And then some other partners are helping us produce content for different jurisdictions, so we can do some revenue share. Now, so far, we've been able to raise 150K at a $3 million valuation. Our user base has grown, getting to 30,000. Revenues are a bit above 100,000, and our technology is in version 3.0. During COVID, we saw a lot of spikes in demand and a lot of spikes in interest from investors and governments for our solution. We've been recognized across some regions for what we've done so far. Currently, what we're looking at is to raise $300K, $1,000, so that we can move from our current 7,000 subscriptions to 100,000 subscriptions, which will give us some more market share. We're looking at investing more into sales and marketing strategy, process efficiency for our content production, and also our corporate governance, so we can be able to raise funds or get money from the likes of the IFC, African Development Bank, the World Bank, who are ready to give money because of the pandemic. But then, they care a lot about corporate governance and stuff like that. So we've laid out weekly things that we're doing, which we're getting results. Sometimes we fail and we pivot. Currently, what we can say is the market in Africa is ripe. The demand is just astronomical, and sometimes I wake up feeling very unhappy that I'm unable to meet the demand that is coming our way. But we believe with the right kind of investment, we'll be able to meet this demand and then be able to help the various stakeholders deal with the education crisis that we are in now. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to questions.
Thank you. Questions?
I have a few, but I want to make sure that Lydia has a chance also.
No, you can speak. I'm just thinking.
Okay, so Cecil, it's not 100% clear in my mind. Do you provide content as well as do the assessment user behavior?
Yes, please. So we do both, but then we give room for others to also provide content because the content gap is so huge. So if you look at the model here, we have third-party content providers that we do revenue share with because they already have content, but we have our own in-house content we also produce, which we get 100% subscription fees from. And then we also work with customers like alumni and stuff who come in and pay for others to use the content. So we produce some of the content, but we also encourage others to bring content so we can, meet more demand.
And over time, how do you see that evolving between third party versus your in-house as a split in your revenue composition?
Yeah, so over time, what we've realized is most of the third parties are unable to produce the content to the standard we need. So normally the 50-50 is if you can meet our standard. If you cannot meet our standard, we take 80% and you take 20%. By our standard, we mean we're able to transform the content into 3D, 2D, virtual reality, podcasts. But most of the third parties, they already have their PowerPoint slides or PDFs. So when they bring it that way, you only get 20%. Then when we transform it into the videos and audios, we take 80%. So in a way, eventually we get more from it.
Okay, and so when it's the third-party content, then you plug into them to do this whole behavioral data assessment, add it on?
So
is that how that works? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the third party only brings maybe a PowerPoint slide or a PDF, and that's where their work ends. The other thing they can do is they can be in the discussion forums to answer questions. The rest of the assessment is done by our technology, by our infrastructure, our AI, and that's proprietary to us. So they don't have access to that. But then the more third party you have, the more users you have, the more user behavior data you can generate, the more trends you can see, the more intelligence you can generate. And that may be attractive to the likes of UNESCO and USAID, UK8, who need data to make decisions on how to fund education in developing countries. So it gives us another revenue stream, which was not even captured here, where we give intelligence to those who need it. Because
Yeah,
data
that
on
was one of my questions of how do you monetize that beyond this? Okay.
Yeah, so that's like our secret weapon. So I didn't say it, but you figure it out. Thank you.
And you do the assessment for the students as well as the teachers' effectiveness, or you measure the teachers' effectiveness through the students' results?
Exactly. So I give you a scenario. We had a scenario where students in one class were doing very well in photosynthesis, but students in another class were not doing well in photosynthesis based on the points they were earning on that topic. So what we advise the school authority to do was, when is the period for photosynthesis for the class that's not doing well, take the teacher that has his class doing well to go take that class for another 2 weeks. Let's see what happens. And clearly when he went, they started doing well. So what it meant was that that particular teacher needed extra training on the topic photosynthesis. So as a school, okay, whether do I help develop their own their capacity, or you want to fire them, we advise they shouldn't fire them, but help them to improve on the topics they are weak on. And then that helps the teacher. Another thing that helps the teacher is able to understand the weaknesses of the entire class. So when they are teaching, they're able to group students based on strengths and weaknesses and then mix them up. So instead of teaching one topic a day, they're able to teach about 4 topics in the same period because they know the strengths and weaknesses of students and can group them accordingly. That gives the teacher more time to improve themselves. And finally, because teachers don't need to sit down and mark scripts, currently they have to sit down and mark scripts of 40 students, tabulate it, and come out with performance. Now that we've automated that, the teacher has extra time to improve on themselves, right? Learn, improve, and then be able to even pay more attention to doing what they were actually trained to do, to teach, not to mark scripts. So we begin to see those opportunities pop up. And it's amazing how the schools are accepting it.
And does this software allow, and maybe it's because maybe it's not because it's linked to the live teaching, but does this allow for when you measure a student's performance and it's not high to adjust the curriculum automatically to either to kind of take it back and teach it again or more granular level, or speed it up if the student is doing better? Yeah. Or it's not because you have that direct link to the live teaching and therefore it's harder?
Okay, so I get where you're coming from. So our core strength is not the live. The live is just an add-on. It's mostly self-paced learning. So the content that you can come back at as much as you want. But then we do have live sessions that are scheduled that you can join to have Q&A sessions with teachers. So what we focus on is if you're not performing well in a certain topic, right? The AI is able to give you things like basic, level, intermediate, advanced, platinum. So if you spend too much time at the basic level compared to the cohort in which you belong, then you have to repeat some lessons, right? So once you repeat the lesson, you get to a certain threshold where you can now graduate to intermediate, then you can move forward. Another thing too we are able to do with the AI is if you're consuming content and you keep having challenges, the same content can then be paraphrased with different examples and referred to you to see maybe that may trigger another side of your understanding because maybe that example didn't quite sit well with you. So that's why we work with a lot of third parties so that the same topic is being taught by about 5, 6 different teachers with different approaches. So if we feed you with this approach for maybe 6 hours within a week and you still don't get it, the AI then alternates and gives you another approach. So we find the approach that keeps you going up, and those things are getting quite interesting. It's a bit complicated. I'm trying to make it simple, but the AI kind of makes it well with the machine learning and stuff. Makes it work quite well. So the core importance here is not really about the content per se. It's about understanding the behavior, how they consume the content, how relevant the content is. So it's more like a smart report card. Compared to the current report card that says, oh, classwork for mathematics, let's say classwork, you got 80%, and then exams, you got 10%, so total 90. But here we're able to tell you that, oh, the classwork, you got 80%, 10% came from vectors, 2% came from simultaneous equation, 6% came from maybe probability. So we know where your strengths are, where we should help you, what kind of content we should feed you. And that also helps reduce our cost. We don't need to produce all the content overnight. We only focus on content that is required because maybe 30% of people are struggling with that topic. So if you invest, there's demand, you make your money back, then invest again, because content production can be very expensive. So it's quite interesting how this works out.
Thank you, Cecil. We actually have to move on. Other projects are also waiting. Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you, Cecil. It's good to see Eric on your board. I know him.
Oh, okay. You know Eric very well.
Yeah.
Eric is our board chairman, our lead investor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the next project I invite here is B24 Chat. Is Valerie.
Hello to everyone from Israel, the country in Middle East between the Africa, Europe, and the Asia. I want to share my screen. 1 second. Okay.
Yes.
It's okay. Fine. 1 second. First of all, it's my honor to introduce B24 Chat platform in this powerful forum. Okay, it's the first day today, and it's my honor to be here between you. Today, everyone strives for automation, the marketing, services, support, and the task management with personalization using many companies and many solutions all over the world. In basic cases, we see companies that use 6 solutions in one portal, for example. And we believe that success is in the integration of all systems in the one omni-channel conversational AI platform, bringing online and offline together. After many years in the market, we understood the pain and the needs of the companies and developed the ecosystem for the automation, bots, and the AI agents. B24 Chat is an AI-based omni-channel marketing automation and adaptive chatbot platform, working using different AI personalization system and the machine learning, including the NLP, everything together to help to our customers to improve their sales or support. It also integrates with various portals, CRM, ERP systems, and working through all known messengers like WhatsApp, messengers of Facebook, WeChat, Telegram, and of course, some kind of notifications. The platform is omni-channel and we can integrate it with all kinds of messengers. The platform learning by itself and using all data and content of a company like about the company, product, services, news items, to use all information in the steps of conversations to build the new sets. It provides a new platform that we developed, also the marketing automation tool for creation and optimizing ads for Google, Yandex, Facebook, Instagram, and the other. And also we are working on the creation AI optimization models that smartly allocate advertising budget. It's very important to our customers. Any bot is multi-merchant and have online store or shop we can create in one bot kind of small Alibaba or AliExpress with thousands of companies, and we create a project like this for the shop centers and the offline malls. And using our CDM, and it's like dynamic CRM, a new kind of AI broadcasting, interactive talking map. It's very important to the customer today to be more interactive. Delivery model in such simple pandemics that we are feeling now in our consumers. It's very important to develop new kinds of delivery with Face AI and also analytics of video flow from the cameras in the shops. for the face and object recognition. And now we're also working and doing some researching to understand more about the consumer behavior. We provide all kinds of cross-channel analytics from all data, ads, and connections. Also, the platform can be integrated in several personal robots or touch or chroma screens. And the smart pulse is one of the cases. It's a personal robot Temi, all known in all the world. Okay, we integrate there our chatbot platforms talking in Hebrew and Arabic with e-commerce plugins. And it's really simply one-stop shop for SMB, enterprise, and the retail. We are already in the market and we are selling to international food and the clothing retailers, malls, and working in the different fields like travel, insurance, real estate, online academic, and more. I'm talking about the platform, the ecosystem that can create and realizing any business fantasy. We have strong team with more than 20 years of experience. We are the winners of the Startup Battle in Jerusalem in 2019 and awarded by World E-Commerce Conference. My name is Valery Megirov. I am the CEO of B24 Chat, the conversational AI marketing automation platform. Thank you. If you have questions, I will be glad to answer.
Yeah. Okay, just waiting to see if others had. So you have, Valery, right? You have
Yes.
quite an offering within this platform. I mean, I assume the tech is quite different now if you're doing like a chat bot versus, you mentioned, the advertising budget allocations and the like. How do you make sure you're...
Yeah.
Sorry,
yes, it's all kinds of platforms in one platform that we want to integrate with the conversation. It's very important today to be interactive and talk with our customers or employers in the task managers.
Okay, so how do you manage that on the tech side? Because these are kind of different, probably different technologies all brought together, no? To make sure that's all kind of top of line.
It's not a problem. You know, if we're working with retailers, we are working with omnichannel and marketing products with AI recommendation systems like recommenders that we develop on based on machine learning and other algorithms, using together with NLP. It's strong NLP that we developed. Our NLP also working in Hebrew and Arabic and other languages. It's like a child that you can grow on it with many different subjects to understand the sentences. Yes, and if we're talking about air corporate companies, we are doing different kinds of work like base of knowledge and academic online with the chatbot that ask to do some action in their academic online to teach their employers. We have many kinds of models in our platform, like the new CDM. It's dynamic CRM with task manager and also to manage leads all the world from many kinds of sites, portals, and also for the messengers and social network. It's very important to us to understand that the consumer thinks that they are always in the social media, and the messages that are sending to them, it's not only the message like a simple SMS or push notification, it's conversation. And our bot always online in interaction with the consumers. If I know that you are not eating the meat, okay, I will not send you some promo with the meat, with the one steak for some promotion. But if you want to ask if I don't need the steak, what about the chicken or about the milk products, the bot will understand and take the products for the database and back to you immediately. It's live product.
And Valerie, do you do this? You mentioned in various languages.
Yes, we are working now in
so
English.
How do you?
We are working now in English, Russian, Hebrew, Arabic, and also other our partners trying to build. It's about to build the smart NLP system. We have a good one, but we need to teach it.
So my question to you is, because I looked at this a little bit from the point of view of, especially talking about this advertising budget allocation, well, I assume you were probably monitoring social network sites and the like on sentiment and the like, and based on that, you make those recommendations. Having looked at it a little bit in a couple of continents, what I understood was that picking up, there's so much nuance on the in the local language of how you say it, what you say, that local full understanding of the most up-to-date lingo and humor is really important. So what we have seen in some other companies doing this, that international expansion becomes, I wouldn't say challenging, but it's not so easy, or you can only target certain businesses to be effective. So I'm just curious to see how you go about dealing with that.
Okay, we have the technology, and you're right, it's not easy. It's a very big challenge. In each country, in each region with their language, we need the new vocabulary and to teach our NLP to understand the sentences. With humoric, be more aggressive, or maybe the kindly. Okay, it's certainly it takes time, but we are working with many students that building the conversation of many sentences, and it's like a question and answer. And our NLP automatically learn all time and improve by itself. More of it, our bot is an NLP together learning from the data from the site or from the post or CRM or ERP of the client. We don't need to teach our bot about the products or categories or something about the company. He's doing it by itself automatically from the data. Mm-hmm. We need only to teach him the sentence like, I want, tell me, and the words kind of this. But we don't need to teach our bot about the products and the categories.
Yeah, I'm not talking so much about the bot part, but like, and the advertising part is it gets challenging. And what I've seen is when somebody says, if you're a company wanting to make sure you're placing your advertisement in the right place for the right audience, you need to make sure you're catching the nuances when somebody says, oh, that was so cool, but it's actually sarcastic. So picking up that sarcasm requires knowing the local way of talking, right? So that is what I've seen is very hard to figure out. So that's what I was just curious. But sorry, I'm taking up too much time.
Yes. But we have other very important plugins, like we can hear for the Facebook page or groups, and if you will answer something or put some like, we thank you to our CDM system, and and can send you some advertising in the future, and try to use some it's more smart plugins that it's not only about the technology on NLP or AI recommender. It's everything together.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie. And the last project we have for today is Robbo. Maria, are you with us? Welcome on the stage.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So let me share my screen just a second. Yes. So, good evening, everybody. It's an honor to present our product here today. My name is Maria, and I would like to talk about the future, about our future, and especially about future of our children. So let me ask you the question: are you ready for the future world? What if our kids will be jobless because all work will be done by the robots? And to prepare kids for such a future world, parents should give their children the knowledge of robotics area. Robbo has the best complete educational solution in this area. The problem is that the modern education teaches technology is as magic. It shapes the mindset in the concept of black box, which is no any knowledge of how such a black box works. Such kids will be users of technology, but they will not be innovators and creators. So Robbo curriculum based on open source hardware and software. STEAM education became more and more important, but education system doesn't pay enough attention to technology and engineering. So Robbo has extends STEAM education to STREAM, robotics and art edit. In Robbo education concept, we are not only focusing on the left part of the brain, which is responsible for the logic and abstract thinking, but we are also focusing on the right part of the brain, which is responsible for creativity. Creativity is extremely important skill for an engineer. Robbo education solution consists three main parts: hardware, software, and methodology. Robbo hardware has several main products designed for mass adoption, schools and clubs. The same equipment is used to teach children of different ages. Robbo provide to a teacher methodological recommendations for each lesson with per minute lesson content.
I'm sorry, Maria.
Yes?
Are you using the slides?
Yes.
Because we cannot see the screen, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
So I'm not sharing the screen, or what do you see?
Please check. We see your beautiful face, but we cannot see the screen yet.
Yes, I share the screen, but okay. Do you see it now?
No.
No. No, I have some technical problems then. But I don't see anybody, anything anymore.
I think you have some technical issues.
Okay. So I'm out of the Zoom probably, or something like that.
No, we can hear you very well, but
can you see me?
Yes, we can see you and hear you very well.
Yes, but I can't share the screen now. So it actually doesn't show to me at all the room. So maybe I will just continue about our product. I already sent the presentation to you. So I'm so sorry for this kind of thing. Creativity is extremely important skill for an engineer, as I already told. So Robbo education solution consists three main parts: hardware, software, and methodology. Robbo's hardware has several main products designed for mass adoption, schools and clubs. The same equipment is used to teach children of different ages. Robbo provide to a teacher methodological recommendation to teach a lesson with per minute lesson content. 4 years continuous robotic education in curriculum now. Robbo provide online and offline courses to train teachers for Robbo curriculum with tests and exams. In NetTech market, Robbo offer two complete products. Now you can see it.
I share
you share your screen. Okay, thank you very much. We should be somewhere around a bit lower if you go. So I can see only your screen. Yes, a bit lower.
What
And
page?
more and more. It's a different presentation. So yes, so this is our products and this is our solution. Yes, a bit lower. Yes, right here. Thank you very much. So RoboClass is a B2B solution for educational institution that includes equipment, software, and teaching materials for teaching kids. Robbo offers franchise as well. This is very good opportunity to join Robbo Club network. So if you please go down now and more. And a bit more, thank you. Next one. The proposed planned revenue of the international robotics market up to 2022 is more than 70 million euros per year. At the moment, Robbo is in Russian, European, and Japanese market. Next goal is a Chinese market. So we have a strong team with the best experts in the area of education and international business from Russia and Finland. More than 50,000 students in 20 countries around the world are learning and creating the future with the Robbo education technology. And this number, we hope that this number will double this year. So, and if you go a bit lower, so there is our contacts in the presentation. Lisa?
Now it's my problem. Sorry, I cannot move it down.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm ready to answer the questions.
So it was a little bit, sorry, difficult to follow, but without the presentation, but this is a basically STEM focused teaching tool that somehow combines the creativity with the actual
yes,
kind of STEM education.
Yes, so we are offering the robotic clubs and robotic and coding clubs for the already existing educational institutions, and also we are offering our franchise program for the partners. So we have a coding program, so coding curriculum for more than 4 years now at this moment, and we have our own robotic equipment, and children are welcome to our clubs to learn how to use robots and how to program them.
Mm-hmm. And who are your kind of typical customers, and how do you reach them?
It's a schools. We have a few products, as I told. So RoboClass is for the school, for already existing educational institutions, and we are looking for the franchise partners for the people who would like to establish their own business and start to sell this kind of product to the customers.
And who's your, I don't know this space at all, who's your competition?
We actually don't really have a competitor, because we are providing this kind of services, which is basically the competitors are providing the partly. So somebody's providing only coding, somebody's providing only in the app or something like that. But we have a really complete solution. So basically we can talk about Lego, but Lego is not really doing the same thing what we are doing.
Mm-hmm. And what's your revenue model?
So the last year it was around 2 million.
And how do you charge? Like, what's the actual model of?
So we are working. Yes, we are working with the partners. So partners are basically resellers and distributors, and we are trying to go to different kind of markets and make advertising campaigns. So this is everything. This process, all this process, belongs to our company, and so just looking for the new partners and the new areas.
And the model, revenue model is kind of monthly subscriptions or pay as you go,
Yes,
based
it's a monthly
content you eat.
Yes, monthly subscription for the parents who would like to put their kids to our clubs, or it's a monthly subscriptions also, or year subscription for curriculum for the schools.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maria, for your presentation. Sorry about technical problems. This is actually the end of our pitch competition. We kindly ask our jury to participate in the voting process. You have received the document. Please take your time to vote. And those participants who are supposed to be here today and didn't manage to participate, they will vote later. Some of them asked us to send the records, so no worries. Everyone who wanted to see the presentations today will do that. So thank you very much. Thanks to the projects, and thanks to our jury, Annika, Lydia. Thank you very much for your time and for online participation. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.